Bit of a disappointing night for you in the end.
Yeah, look, we didn't play the style of footy we want to play. First quarter we just got outworked so much in the first quarter. Yeah, I just think whether it was the bye and the big break, I don't know. We didn't come to play tonight, and I think the score line flattered us in the end.
You say you didn't come to play, but in the second quarter you managed to kick 4 goals to 4, so you managed to match those guys, and then in the third quarter kicked 4 to 2. What do you think was different in the second and third quarter? Did you put a rocket up in the quarter time? Or?
Yeah, look, we identified that the first quarter wasn't acceptable by our standards and the way we want to play our footy, and to the guys' credit, I think they responded through the middle part of the game. We started to win a bit more contested footy because that's where we're getting beaten in the first quarter, but unfortunately, the last quarter was just a carbon copy of the first quarter and just got beaten in the air, got beaten in contested footy, and I think very disappointing.
Do you think the fact that you guys have had 2 long breaks in between games has affected your preparation or the way you guys started today?
Oh, could have done. Like we had a bit more of a solid week this week, getting ready for tonight, knowing we'd had such a long layoff. Look, who knows? Look, you shouldn't have to get the players up for these kind of games. This is a very winnable game that we thought for us, and playing at home, we hadn't lost at home this year. Look, you shouldn't need any extra more motivation than that. But we just from the get-go, we just didn't look interested. I
thought, despite the size of the loss to Glenorchy on Anzac Day, that your defensive pressure was pretty solid. Did you think that the boys failed to replicate that defensive pressure today, or how do you think the back six went?
Oh, look, I thought our back six was okay again. I think it was just the amount of repeat entries they were able to get. I think Fife and Franklin especially were really dominant around their midfield, and they got them plenty of entries forward. And look, when you're putting your back line under that amount of pressure, especially early, I think they had the first 6, 7, 8 scoring shots just through repeat entries. I mean, any back line's probably going to struggle with that, to be honest.
I thought Carter was good again today.
Yeah, Carter. Look, that's the standard he sets himself. So he played pretty well again. Unfortunately, we didn't have too many people win their positions today. I thought Lockie Watt did some good stuff through the middle as well, especially through the middle 2 quarters. I thought he had another good game. He's in a good patch at the moment. But look, you wouldn't have found too many where we won our position.
Did you view today as a bit of an 8-point game, being that you would pull 2 ahead of Lauderdale, who a lot of people would see is probably on a similar level as you guys at the moment? Yeah, we did. It was talked about. We didn't try to focus on that. You just want to play the games that comes at you, and look, by losing that one, we jump out of the 5, and if we had won, we would have had that 2-game break. So look, we've got some work to do. We'll review the game Monday and then put it behind us and get ready for our next challenge in Launceston on next Saturday. A few injuries out of the game. Looked like Batchelor was on crutches at half-time. Can you tell me any more? And first game of Ben Donnelly as well didn't look to take the field in the second half at all. Yeah, look, we both lost them in the first quarter. So Benny Donnelly copped a knock on his knee, and first game, so very disappointing for him. So he showed some really good form through the Mariners and through the development league. So he didn't come back out after quarter time, and Batchy went down the first quarter as well. So we were down 2 rotations from the first quarter, but look, we stood up in the second and third, but I think we asked a lot of guys due to minimal rotations, and I think we just ran out of puff. Looked like Rice limped from the ground late in the last quarter too. Anything there? Or?
Yeah, look, he's a bit sore too. So again, just he had added workload that they had to do, was because of the rotation. So look, hopefully, I look at the injury report, but hopefully he gets up next week.
Your development team, league team, is playing really well. Do you think that even though you guys had a couple of debutants today, that more are forecast in the next week or 2? Yeah, look, we had 3 or 4 blokes who went back from last week's game against Glenorchy. Was to get some touch, and a couple of them really performed really well. So and hopefully we get a couple of Mariners back as well, which will strengthen up our side a little bit more too, because there's some really good ball winners in there. But look, it's good to see our development league. Our development league's probably struggled, especially the first 3 years, but I think they're 4-1 now, and playing some really good footy, which shows some good depth for our footy club. It gives us, hopefully that'll push our seniors to perform a little bit better than what they did tonight. Congrats on the win, Darren. 2 in a row. How does that feel?
Yeah, look, it was a pretty tough contest out there. It was, I suppose, playing night footy. It was just maybe a little bit dewy and It's pretty in tight. It was pretty tough footy, so it was good to get a win.
You guys pieced 4 pretty good quarters together. I like to start with 3-9 to 0-1 in the first quarter. It's pretty impressive start.
We probably had control of the game in the first quarter and didn't put them away and left the game open. So that was a little bit disappointing. Then we just had to battle away for the next couple of quarters because they were still in the game. But I suppose over the duration of the game, I thought we had control of large portions of the game. So we just need to be able to put teams away.
That third quarter, Tigers sort of kicked 4-2. Were you concerned at all about that, or what did you say to the boys at 3/4 time after that?
No, we're pretty concerned about it. It was they got it back to 13 points, and then the game was in the balance. The wind kicked up a little bit in the third quarter, and obviously got a little bit stronger in the last quarter. So we sort of thought we had a bit of an advantage there, but it was as I said, it was a pretty tight contest, and we probably should have put them away a bit earlier.
No Bryce Walsh tonight.
Yeah, Bryce just pulled up a bit sore after training with I think it was a thigh. Just had a fitness test this morning, and probably a couple of hours after the fitness test, he pulled up a little bit sore again. So we decided not to risk him. We lost Liam Maher through the week. It was a bit crook, so he was our ruckman. Which wasn't too bad because it was a little bit dewy out there, and so we went a little bit smaller.
Also, no Ryan Wiggins in the forward line. Did he play twos today?
He played twos, yep.
Yeah. How'd he go?
Yeah, no, he was really good. We played him through the middle, and he got his hands on the ball and tackled really well. And he's probably had a checkered bit of a pre-season where he was over there, and then he's come back and had to learn bits and pieces of what we were doing again. And it was just it was good for him to get out and have a run around, and probably have no pressure on him.
I thought without Wiggins up forward, I thought Boscott again was really good with his 2.
Yeah,
lively.
Yeah. Thor brings some excitement to the team, and I don't think he knows what he's doing. We don't know what he's doing sometimes, and which is great. He just plays on the edge a little bit, and he's really strong. And I suppose once he has a few big tackles, he puts a little bit of a shudder through the opposition, and so he was really lively up there. Same with Ray Hill. Ray was lively, I thought, and he was pretty good up there. I think he kicked 3.
I thought Dylan Johns and also Newell were really him along with Ray Hill in that second quarter sort of really ripped the Tigers apart.
Yeah, they got a lot of the footy, and Blake Newell just chimed in with a couple as well, which was pretty handy. Same with Dylan. Dylan normally plays as a back and went up forward and played a bit more of a defensive role, but ended up kicking 3 goals, which was very handy for us.
Back to the defenders, sort of some of the lesser-known names. I thought Anderton was really good in the first quarter with his run and carry and linking with the handballs. Yeah,
look, Anderton's just a young kid, and he reads the ball really well, and he runs extremely well from the back half, which is what we want. So he will, he'll probably hold his position down and grow as a young man, which is really good.
What can you tell me about Reece Sutton? I think he had about 30 or 31 touches.
Yeah, he had 31. Reece is part of our leadership group. He's been around for a couple of years, and I thought he played a really good role out in the wing today. He's really fit, so the wing really suits him. He didn't get sucked into the play too often today, and held his wing pretty well. So he was pretty damaging. Fife had 35 again, 8 tackles. He's a really strong contributor at the moment, and Nat Franklin had 33 as well. So our midfield was well on top early. Then they fought back, and we ended up tagging a couple of players just to shut the game down a little bit.
I thought as well, Josh McGuinness bounced back as well. I think he had about 6 or 7 marks.
Yeah, he was really solid across half-back, and I thought our whole back line, Clever Camp, was really solid, took some important marks, and when the game was sort of turning, he took a couple of big marks and used the ball really well. So we're pretty happy with our defensive effort at the moment. We're keeping teams to losing scores, and we just need to be able to probably open up the opposition going the other way a bit more now.
Yeah, you're in the 5 now. Where to from here, sitting at 2 and 3?
Yeah, look, we go up to Devonport. That's always been a challenge for us next week. Hopefully get Bryce back, Ma, maybe Wiggins, and I think Heavey rolled his ankle tonight, so hopefully he'll manage that tonight and get that looked at, and hopefully get that all fixed up. So we'll be going up there to try and get a win on the board, and maybe go into the next round 3 and 3.
Do Do you think you guys snuck under the radar a bit? I know sort of at the start when you guys were losing games, you were playing some of the teams that now in hindsight, especially when you look at Clarence having defeated Glenorchy, that you basically played the top 3 or 4 teams.
Yeah, look, we were pretty happy with our first 3 rounds, except we lost the game, so that was a bit shattering. But the way we played, we're very happy. And, you know, North Lonnie, we smashed them in the first quarter, and then a couple of things didn't pan out the way we wanted to. Same with Clarence and same with Launceston. I thought Launceston we probably let that one slip. So, you know, we've been pretty happy with our start. We haven't got the wins on the board, but our footy's been pretty sharp.
Just one more, Windy. A lot of your, you guys had a lot of forward entries, 3-9 in the first quarter to end up with 12-18 overall. I think you kicked about 10-14 last week as well. You guys are seeming to doing a lot of attacking. Is goal kicking something you want to sharpen up on coming into the sort of middle of the season?
I don't think we can do any more goal kicking at training. If we do any more, we won't be doing any other training. So we spend a lot of time on goal kicking, and the players spend a lot of time of their own time on goal kicking. So, well, you know, some of it comes down to pressure from the opposition as well. So it's you know, if we get a set shot, we expect the guys to kick it or work on it a bit more. But I think we had 64 entries tonight, which was, you know, that's a large number. So we're attacking okay. We're just not finishing our work off.
No worries. All the best. Thanks. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.